Good morning, LEGO fans, and welcome to a very special episode. Today we're going to be looking at something that's actually not LEGO related for once. In my quest to obtain LEGO, I run across a lot of knockoff brands. Brands that try to mimic LEGO's sophisticated interlocking brick system, but often fail in terms of quality, either in plastic or just molding. It's hard, just the amount of tolerances that the LEGO group have to deal with to make sure that every brick fits perfectly tight and everything is just astounding to me. It's amazing. So when we look at these knockoff brands, a lot of the parts don't stick, don't hold together very well, and this is because the tolerances aren't that good. I don't know. There's a lot of factors that might fall into this category, but basically knockoff brands bad. But they sure are fun to look at and make fun of, So today we're actually going to be looking at something from Greenbrier International. This is the dollar store brand. So basically you can get these things for $1 in the US. And I'm sure in other parts of the world you can obtain something similar for about that. I think they actually market into Canada, but we'll look into that in a minute. But basically, I remember these guys back when they were called Top Blox. In fact, I have a few of these laying around here somewhere. I'll review those later. But basically, Top Blox, for some reason or other, changed their name to Make It Blox. I'm not sure why. They still keep the same packaging and everything, but it's just really silly to me that there's just such a minute change. So basically, these are 2 packs of Lego, or I'm sorry, third-party minifigures. Whew, that's hard to say. Third-party minifigures. Whew. Anyway, these are 2 packs, and they have very inconsistent designs, at least to Lego. So I'm just going to set myself over here for a minute, and we will look at the first set. This is the Police Inspector and Sailor. So as we can see here, they're going for more of an articulation style. I'll open these guys up in a bit. But they also have the kind of skin tone color going on, which is something different. At least something to differentiate themselves from Lego. I mean, Lego has the yellow thing going on. Sure, they have the complexion option for some of their named figures and whatnot, their named properties. But it's just interesting to see that in a brand just trying to go for generic figures, something to kind of keep in mind. So we have these relatively normal figures, and well, we still have some normal figures here, but for some reason the cop's just gotten all yellow. Maybe he's shy. I don't know. We'll take a look at him in a minute. Oh, I just love this guy's hat. It cracks me up every time. I've yet to open any of these guys up, so that would be quite a treat. I love his green pants too. So we see that the face color keeps getting inconsistent here. We have actual yellow Lego minifigures. These are the Covert Ops and Special Forces guys. I mean, they're kind of similar. I don't know, American camo style on that side, and just Special Ops. Imagine, I don't really know what kind of, I don't know anything about that. Anyway, we have those guys. And finally, probably the most absurd of the grouping, the pirate and the knight. The pirate, he does not look like a pirate. And the knight looks like he's from a bad cosplay, and looks like he just soiled his pants, because you saw that obvious zombie, but they couldn't call him a zombie. They called him a pirate, because, hey, what do you know? So there's all my figures here. I'll do a quick cut right here, and we'll take a look at all of them. Okay, so I bumped my camera, so slight perspective change as well. But here we go. We have all of my Greenbrier Make It Blox boys and all their fine, shiny plastic glory. We have the pirate and the knight, the covert op guys, the sailor boys over here, and for some reason the farmer and the policeman in the back. I've just been dying to look at this guy's hat. That's some real nice brim coverage there. You ain't gonna get no rain in your face. Anyway, these guys all have similar articulation, similar faces, at least the molding. It might differ a little bit. But their hands, they're basically Lego hands. You could interchange these with Lego. no big problem. You might have a slight discoloration, obviously, but you're not going to have a problem with that. Where it differs, though, is the fact that the arms are actually basically ball joints in sockets. Same with the legs, and those provide some good articulation. You can make him do the splits or whatever. He's really going to get those turnips. Um, but that also provides a lot of points where the hold doesn't really work. See right there's a little limber, less tight as it was down here and even here. But yeah, so posing is an option, but you're very limited on the fact that he might just fall over because there's just not enough strength to hold him up. See right even there is a little weak. That's all because of tolerances. As I said before, you got to be tolerant of things, tolerant of different things in the world. So let's take a look at the policeman. His face is very, very discolored, not even trying to be yellow, not even trying to be Caucasian. I'm not sure. All of the policemen were like this. I'm not really sure. They're not wearing a mask or anything. They're not doing anything different. Love the printing there. I like the little suit. I don't know, he kind of looks like he looks a little bit more like a pilot to me. Maybe in the next series they'll be rebranded as pilots for some reason. It's funny, these characters often get rebranded as different characters and different features. I remember this guy was originally supposed to be French, at least in one Top Blox, one of their old branding. He was French because he had the beret. And well, he still sort of looked French, but I guess all sailors kind of look French. No offense to sailors, of course. Whoa, that arm is very stiff. Whoa. Wow. Get back down. Get back down. And meanwhile, this one, whoop, tight area, but then, whoop, it's almost about to fly off right there. So there we go. We have a lot of differences, and even between these different sets. I'm not really sure you can call these sets. But yeah, so here we have the, I guess, captain. Yeah, so here we have the captain in his fine glory. His hat, I forgot to mention this. All the hats and hair pieces are actually just the peg and sort of, hole method. Let's try to make them look gangsta. There we go. So yeah, and on the back, I forgot to mention, they actually have the little pegs so you can sit them down. In fact, they have some really nice looking calves, and very, very perky there. And in case you're wondering, yes, they're international trademarked of the Greenbrier company. And apparently there's a number there. Let's see, is that the same number? Oh, that one doesn't even have it. Let's see. There we go. I guess one per pack is all they need. Save ink there. And from what I can see, they're the exact same number. So I'm not sure if that just marks the different types of figures or not. I'm sure they've got a wide variety of different moldings and attempts to get this certain patent correct. It's a little bit like Lego, but just a bit off, so they're not sued outright, unlike Lepin. Lepin was a Chinese company that outright sold Lego. Instead of Star Wars, it was Star Plan, something like that. And about maybe 2 years ago, Lego had a massive crackdown on Lepin products, and in fact raided their main distribution and production facility. And so now Lego is able to start to move into the Chinese market. So that's why you get a lot of you see a lot of these new Chinese sort of centric brands like the Monkey Kid and the Chinese New Year sets. That's fine with me. I like to have a little bit more variety in my Lego city anyway. Ninjago is sort of in between. It's still more westernized for my tastes. I don't know. But anyway, let's move on to these guys. Here's another beret. Nothing really to say about him. He's got a lot of grenades. I'm not sure. Is that tear gas? Is he trying to be covert ops actually, or is he just going in guns blazing? None of these guys come with anything to hold. Just just your own imagination. The heads are really tight. Wow. And I love that expression on his face. Just he's so displeased by everything. Oh, in fact, there's a little bit of a nose bridge. I'm not sure if you can catch it there. Maybe they do have noses. I can't really tell. There's a slight shine on the nose right now. Very interesting. Very weird figures, to be honest. Also, the covert ops guy. He's very angry for some reason. Maybe because he spilled ketchup and all kinds of junk on the front there. Just sit down, fella. And I'm not really convinced this is a helmet. It looks a little bit more like just a derby, you know? Doesn't really quite fit the bill. Oh, and the arms are very loose. That's very funny. I love the differences. As you should. Everyone should love differences in everyone and everything. But that helmet, is he frightened? Is he did you just see a ghost of his father? Oh, I'm afraid. You know. Let's just actually see what's going on here. Did they get the molding wrong? I think they got the molding very wrong. It's funny, a lot of times you can take these helmets and actually interplace them onto Lego figures, and they'll fit a lot better. See? A little bit. You know, I didn't say they were perfect, but I believe this is actually Gimli's helmet from Lord of the Rings, now that I really look at it. But it's interesting to see the how various parts are reused. Yeah, see, look, that's way higher on his head. So yeah, a lot of times they outright just steal the various hats and things. I wouldn't be surprised if these hats were actually old Lego in some form, or maybe even they're knockoffs of knockoffs. That'd be hilarious, wouldn't it? Knockoff of a knockoff, and that way none of them are sued. They're just, I don't know, in a roundabout way, they're just kind of doing their own thing. And here we go. Here's my favorite guy. I think I will keep him because he is just so hilariously terrible. His missing teeth, his gangrene sort of skin. Oh, that's the color variation between the torso and the arms is actually very nice. They've got some really nice printing. That's one thing that I will say for them. Between Lego sometimes having, let me see. Grab myself here. Well, bad example, but a lot of times they have yellow sort of to represent the color that come down, and oftentimes the underlayer of the plastic kind of interferes with that, and it kind of gives it an off color. So in that regard, I like these because they actually have the printing on front. You can I don't know, it doesn't really, besides the fact that they're terrible in every possible way, that is one good thing. That at least doesn't draw you out of the experience of playing with them. I'm sure some kid out there will look on this one day and say, these were my favorite guys. These were my posse. But thankfully, that's not me. I had my own little posse of Spiff, Sir Guy, Mr. Peppercorn, and all my other random little characters, minifigure characters, that I call my own. But yeah, so I don't know if you like these guys. They're $1. I believe they're still available in the dollar stores. If you're able to go access your dollar stores, please do go get them. That means that they will make more of these guys, and we can have more videos like this. Because who knows, they might. Oh, I keep trying to move their arms and they don't move. Who knows? They might go really off the wall and have some really funny characters at one point. Who knows? Maybe they'll have a zombie and he'll be even worse than the pirate, who's apparently just missing teeth. But yeah, anyway, if you like my content where I look at some knockoff brands and oftentimes Lego, please follow my channel and leave a like and subscribe. And if you'd like to support my channel as well, I have a Patreon, so please go take a look at that in the description. Until next time, I will see you then. Bye!